Welcome to Live from the space at 100th Taylor with Kimberly Kelly. Kimberly Kelly.
Yes.
Look at you. Look at that smile.
I know, I try.
It
$1 million.
$1 million
I wish.
smile. It lights up Music City. It's like a Broadway smile.
Broadway.
Yeah.
I like to say,
You can take that line to Brett's, by the way, Broadway smile.
As soon as I thought $1 million smile, I thought $4,500 smile because I had braces on the back side of my teeth that fixed a crooked one and it cost $4,500.
Are you still paying for it or no?
No, we paid for it.
Good. Like a month ago. Great.
No, it was, you got a discount if you just paid up front.
Oh, okay, got it.
So,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
$4,500 smile.
Unbelievable.
Starling Orthodontics.
Kim, you're just one of the, obviously, people now know one of the most charming and incredible people, but one of the shiningest stars in Nashville. But let me start with this. Let's start with music. What are the 3 best written country songs ever?
Oh, Lord. I love Coat of Many Colors by Dolly Parton because it's such a great story and it's about, you know, overcoming adversity and also maybe being like bullied a little bit, I guess. And like she just, to think of a child going through that, but also just still having this optimistic look and not realizing that she went into school and she's like, this is my coat and I'm proud of it. And then just carrying that mindset in, look what she's become. And it's still just relevant to so many people in so many different situations.
Yeah.
Love that song. I don't know if this one is like one of the best ones ever written, but it's one of my favorites, and that is Too Cold at Home by Mark Chestnut.
Okay.
Too Hot to Fish, Too Hot for Golf, and Too Cold at Home. I think it has a lot to do with the production and the melody, and I love country songs that are like, daggone, that sucks, but like, that's what makes it feel good, you know? And then I love, this might be one of the best songs ever written, in my opinion. Hal Ketchum, I Miss My Mary. Do you know that one?
No, but I love Hal
Ketchum.
Ketchum.
My God. It was just like, I will never fear, for I will never feel, so I will never fear. That's a line in there. It's like, it's almost like that numbness of like, he's got his heart broke so bad, there's no turning back from it, and so he's just going to keep on living through it. Like, it's like he's never going to get over that.
Right.
There's so many great songs.
But isn't that what's amazing about country? And your songs actually do the same. You like Hal Ketchum in 3 minutes. You feel like you watched a movie.
I hope so.
You know?
Yes, I feel like
he's got this song, Small Town Saturday Night or something. It's like
a movie.
You feel it. It's a goddamn movie.
And I'm glad you cussed because that means I can. My record too, I didn't even write all the songs on it. So I am one of those people that may the best songs win. I'm from Texas, so it's kind of a rite of passage. You have to write your own songs. But then as time went on, and as I got older, you start to realize that I don't have to prove to anybody that I know how to write a song. Sometimes being a great writer means that you can also acknowledge like, hey, that's what I was trying to say, but this person said it so much better. So it means a lot that you said that because I feel like I'm a song advocate.
Yes, you are.
You know?
Yeah, and you're doing it.
Yes.
And, but you know, you mentioned it, Kim, and you know, you're rocking it, like you're kind of reaching mainstream success now and you're in your 30s.
I'm trying.
You're trying, but you know, in my opinion, you're doing it.
Thank you.
But isn't it almost like a blessing, Kim? And I know that you probably didn't see it like this for a long time, but I was thinking about you this morning and I was thinking, man, I mean, the fact that it fell on your lap at this time in your life where you don't get too high, you don't get too low, you know, you don't get, you know, too excited with like playing the opera or whatever cool things are happening. because you're very even-keeled. Isn't it almost like a blessing?
Yes, it is. There's so many things that I wanted to happen so much sooner, and I put imaginary deadlines on myself, but it's like that thing. It's like going through a breakup. You know, when you've had enough, you'll know, and you'll never know until you experience it. And there's so many things in the music business that you just don't understand until you get a little bit older, and the more time that you spend in it. You learn how to not compare yourself to other people. You learn that I don't have to prove myself and write all my songs. You just kind of fall further into your individual art.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes with just wisdom and getting older and experiences. And I did make records in my 20s, and they were great, but it just, I think a lot of people, you see the artist navigate through that on projects, and I don't feel like in the industry nowadays that people are given that much grace. I think like if the first project doesn't work, they get dropped or something. And so a lot of times you'll see that. That's what happens.
Which is crazy, because bands like U2 or whatever, they took them like 4 records to like hit the Joshua. You know, it's like it would never exist today.
And so for me, where I thought maybe I missed my chance, it's like I got all that under my belt, and then it's like I'm an artist that a certain group of people can actually relate to now, rather than, because I'm still a fan, and I'm still looking for other artists that speak to me, and there's not a ton. But yeah, I feel like it's a blessing that it's happened for me later, because and anytime I ever think, oh, why am I doing it, or anything like that, one of my friends told me one time, well, somebody has to do it. And I thought, oh my God, I guess it's going to be me.
No, you're the best, Kim. Do you think about momentum a lot? The reason I ask you is because, you know, there's artists like, I don't know, like Elton John, who kind of like never broke the momentum, and that's why they are Elton John. But there's others that have also become really big with halts in their career momentum. And a few that come to mind are like Brandi Carlile. She had like 3, you know, she was about to hit it, and then shit happened. In one of them, she got sick. In the other one, COVID hit. She was going to play Madison Square Garden, and then COVID hit. But she's been able to pick back up and become like Brandi Carlile. So it is doable. How much do you think about that, about like momentum?
I think nowadays, I feel like with the environment that we're in, it helps. But also, again, I don't think you can get caught up in that either, because you may see one person who you just see everywhere all at once. Like, okay, Sam Hunt. I feel like he was everywhere 5-6 years ago. And then now he's kind of chilled out. But then he puts something out, and you're like, oh, I love this Sam Hunt song. And you go back and listen to all his stuff. I think what momentum doesn't necessarily matter once you have reached your core audience. Because they'll follow you in and out. And there's just so much, I hate to say it, but it's such an oversaturated market. Like, you can't stay at the top all the time.
No.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
But I think it helps, you know, but you just got to ride the wave when you're on it, and then don't think about it too much when you're not.
You're so even keeled. I love it, Kim.
I'm trying. I've been on vacation for a couple weeks, so
you got a great tan.
Maybe if you talk to me in like a week, I'd be back up on 10 again.
No, you're great, Kim. And you know, one of the greatest things, and I was thinking about this, I became like a huge like Toby Keith fan when I first moved to Nashville.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about him, but 3 years ago, I was, you know, getting into like country, and he was the first one that I studied. For like a month straight, I was listening to Toby Keith. And I was thinking, I'm gonna ask this to Kim, isn't like one of the coolest things about the point that you're in your career, that you can just kind of pick up your phone and call someone like Toby Keith? Like, isn't that like one of the fun of it?
I can't actually call him, but he has sent down messages through the line to me. What's the craziest thing about, there are some artists though, and songwriters that, Radney Foster, we're like great friends, you know, and I knew Billy Joe Shaver really well. But with Toby, the neatest thing about that is, I remember when Should Have Been a Cowboy was huge, and the Dallas Cowboys were kind of on their reign. They were like winning all those Super Bowls. And I remember he sang something and he was walking along the field and the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders were doing the split jumps and stuff. And I thought, looking back and watching that now, it kind of makes the hair on my legs stand up. I thought, I'm in his future.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, a little girl watching that, and had no idea that like 20 years from then, like I was going to be a part of that man's story. Like that's what's wild.
Yeah. No, I mean it sounds like that, like one of the funnest.
He
parts
knows
of the
who
gig.
I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He does. And other people do. It's like it's great. You know? And you're part of this like CMT, Next Women of Country, which is this great sisterhood.
Yes.
But I was watching a video of you because at the Opry. Because I was, unfortunately, I wasn't there in person.
I'll do it again. You can come.
Absolutely, thank you. It's on tape. But you were performing a song, I think Summers.
Yes, Summers like that.
And you were in the circle. And you were on Cloud fucking 9, Kim. It's online. If you want to see a person in Cloud 9 just levitating.
Yep.
It is the most beautiful piece of
Thanks.
emotion to see you. How was that like? Because you were just glowing up there.
I had sang harmony with my sister at the Opry, with my friend Erin Enderlin, and I just felt ready. Like I felt, and I also knew what it looked like when I got up, because I'd already been up there.
Yeah.
I knew that you can't really see a lot because the lights are so bright. So I kind of knew, I was nervous, but I was just ready. I felt like it was my time. I had great songs. My husband was going to be out there with me. I looked good. I felt good. I feel like James Brown right now. I look good. I smell good. And
you didn't have the big hair, though.
No, I did have big hair.
Okay, but not
different
this
big hair.
Yeah.
And I knew that Steve Warner was coming out. It's just neat to think about that. You just think that that circle hasn't ever been unbroken, and you hope that it's not, and you got to stand there for a minute.
Yeah.
And on vacation, Brett and I were talking about this too. You know, if everything for me ends tomorrow, I don't want it to, but you got to think, I've played the Opry, like my kids, and then my husband has had 2 #1 songs. He's written songs that Morgan Wallen, Eric Church, Luke Combs, Lainey Wilson, all these people. You know, someday our kids will be like, my dad wrote for so-and-so. My mom played the Opry. And when you think about it like that, in the future, you're able to go, oh, wow, that's kind of neat. You know, because I think like my grandpa was a musician in Texas, and I love to play his music that's on YouTube and look at his old pictures. But to think if he had played the Opry, that's wild. That's incredible. So we'll be able to say that.
Well, you know, you're such a hard worker, and I think a lot of it is in this industry. There's like, you know, who works the hardest. Everyone has to be busy. We're talking off camera about just being busy. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because absolutely, like, you know, the stuff that you've done and accomplished, Kim, is really great.
It is.
Like, I remember when I first moved to town, and I had already met you, one of your old records that is kind of hard to find now was right there in Grimey's.
The EP that I made?
The EP was there at Grimey's, like, it was, you know, local talent. And and it was just, you know, and it's like, that's cool shit. You know, that your art is right there in the world.
In the record store.
Absolutely.
I know.
You know.
See, it's that saying, you know, you kind of have to, it's that you prayed for where you're at right now. At one point, you have to think about what you would have given to be where you're at now.
Yes, totally.
So.
By the way, you mentioned your husband, Brett Tyler, one of the best songwriters in the world, and also a really, I know, now he's gonna see it, and a really great guy too. Really great guy. I've had the chance to meet him. How is it like to be married to him? And what I mean is it in your house? Like, are you just like writing fucking verses and choruses the whole fucking time? Like,
he does a lot of times. Now that we have, I feel like since I've been playing the guitar more, it's out more, and he's gotten into, he'll pick it up more, or he'll come home a lot and start something new, and then he'll send it to a couple, he's got a few friends now, just other writers, because a lot of times he'll get with another writer and then they'll try to write with an artist, so they have a better chance of getting on a record. Right. But he'll send stuff back and forth to the other writers, and they'll almost have a whole song written before they go in with an artist. So he's gotten into doing that more. The past few days he's been working on some tracks. He doesn't do that a lot. And that's a little annoying because I'll hear the same verse or same lick 15,000 times. But it's funny. And he'll come to me a lot of times and say, I think I have this song idea. And he does it more than I do because he writes every day. I think he's just a natural born poet. And he'll say, I got this idea. And a lot of times I'll be like, you might want to work on your pitch a little bit or tweak this a little bit. But you know, we turn it off. It's not music constantly. Okay. You got to check out sometimes.
It's not like you guys are having like an argument and you're like, why didn't you bring the right cheese? And then he's like, hold on, honey, I got to write that song.
No. No, if we're having an argument, he better write that line down and come back to it later.
Yeah, better give you the credits, right? Yeah.
It's, you know, we're a team.
I'll go to BMI and be like, hey, that's Kimberly said that.
Yeah. It is kind of fun, some of them that, like he wrote Space, he did write Space on Maren Morris's first album, but then he also wrote Sugar and that
Right.
He came up with that lick, and I can remember him sitting at the house before we were married, just playing that lick over and over, and he didn't even have a song with it yet. So that kind of makes the hair on my legs stand up too. Then it's neat to see something go from that to that. It doesn't always happen, but in those cases, it's neat, you know? Yeah.
Well, Kim, you're being so amazing with your time, and I think you're going to play a song for us.
Yes, I am.
But before you do, let me leave you with this. What is your, for lack of a better word, your why? I like to ask it differently, but I like to ask, what's your primary question? Like, what is the question that makes you wake up every day and be the wonderful soul that you are in every way?
I really like to bring people joy. I think. Some things have even been ever changing in my career lately as far as like the plan, the outlook. And then right after some things happened, as far as like we had a radio plan and then that's kind of changing. I went out and played some gigs the next weekend, and I just love to make people happy. I love to see them dance. I love to tell jokes in between. Sometimes I think I like to make people laugh even more than just singing to them.
Sure.
And I don't know, it's that empathy, whether it's positive or negative. I think I just like that connection with people.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I feed off of. You know, even before I was able to quit my day job as a speech therapist, I think I just like to be around the kids because they're so sweet and innocent and joyous, and it's like they'll just say things that make you think differently. Yeah. You know, it's funny that you say that I'm such a positive person too. I was with some friends, Britt and Mickey, a couple weeks ago, and I had been with Britt the day before, and I felt like I was being kind of negative about some things.
Sure.
And so then the next day I was like, Britt said, I had so much fun yesterday with you. And I said, I'm glad you said that because I felt like I was being really negative about some things. I'm really sorry. And then Mickey was like, what? You get negative about things? And I was like, I know what I go through all the time in my mind, but it kind of blew my mind that Mickey was like, you just seem like this ray of light all the time. Right. So I guess that makes me proud, you know, that I guess even on my bad days, I guess I cheer people up.
You know, we all live in an emotional home. Some people live in an emotional home of pain or joy. Yeah. And we go different places, depression, but we always go home.
Oh yeah,
your
and joy
home
is
joy and love and beauty.
I guess so. As long as that's what people are getting from me, I guess that's why I keep doing it. Because I've tried to quit a few times, and it just keeps going.
and you are building a really unique and beautiful journey in music.
Thank you. I am.
And it's you know, whenever it's said and done, decades down the line, whenever it is, it's gonna be like, wow, look at that beautiful, unique one-on-one journey that legendary Kimberly made.
And my friend Samantha said one time she heard Kenny Rogers say that you want to roll up that hill super slow, because once you get to the top, if that's how long it took you to get there, it's going to take the same amount of time to go back down the other side.
That's nice. Yeah.
So if Kenny Rogers said that, you know, I think I'll just keep on rolling.
If Kenny Rogers said it, you know, I will buy it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
You want to take us over with a song? We'd be honored.
Yeah, I'll play Summers Like That. I remember where I was the very first time when I heard Strawberry Wine. It was the middle of the summer, I turned 16. I could have sworn she was singing that song to me. I can't still hear, maybe it was Memphis rolling through the speakers when I had my first kiss dancing barefoot in the yard neath the canopy of trees. To the keeper of the stars I still get carried away by the magic, by the moment. Never felt that way before. They don't make summers like that no more. Well, it crushed my heart when he had to go. My first taste of a walk-away Joe. You don't ever forget when it cuts that deep. First time you fall is so bittersweet. I can't still hear dust on the bottle, sitting on the hood of an 02 model Mustang, sipping on booze, catching my first bus to a neon moon. I still get carried away by the magic, by the moment. Never felt that way before. They don't make summers like that no more. Oh, a memory can hold on to you so strong. It seems like yesterday, but those days are gone, and time marches on. Time marches on, but I can't still hear, maybe it was Memphis rolling through the speakers when I had my first kiss dancing barefoot in the yard neath the canopy of trees. To the keeper of the stars I still get carried away by the magic, by the moment. Never felt that way before. They don't make summers like that no more. No more.
Thank you so much, Kim.
Yeah, thank you.
That was amazing.
Like a pro.
Like a pro. This is
Yeah, what are you talking about?